Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to Big Planet Comics here in College Park, Maryland. This is the Planetary Pull for October the 1st. I'm your host H, and with me today is...
I'm Peter. I am the owner of this Big Planet Comics store here in College Park.
Alright, so we're going to do some comics this week. It's fall, and yes, the playoffs are starting, so yeah, I got my Orioles jersey
Very
on.
excited. I'm a baseball fan myself, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow night for the games.
Yeah. And,
Friday.
I'm so hoping that they go to the World Series, be the first one in 30 some
That's a big
years.
hope.
Yeah.
We'll see. It'll be interesting, though, with the Nationals and the Orioles, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Got my fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So before we talk about our books, because we got a lot of good books this week. Of course, also this time of year, all the new television shows starting to kick in. So Gotham last week and this week, you got a chance to check it out. What did you think?
You know, last week I liked Gotham. I liked the second half of Gotham better than the first half, and last night the second episode aired, and I was bored to tears within 15 minutes. In fact, I stopped watching 15 minutes in, and I just came back for the last 5 minutes, and I was like, eh. So if this series is going to survive, it's going to have to do something radical, because right now it's okay, and I was just super bored by this episode. Let's hope it was just one episode that was really boring.
Yeah, I'm hoping the same thing, and I think I expressed it to Billy last week when we talked, is they're going to have to do a lot to keep this going. And again, because Fox is famous for pulling shows, whether they're good and even when they're not so good, but because they pull big properties, this show has an uphill battle going for it, and I'm not sure where this is going to go. One of the things I did not like about last night's show, and I mean, I was kind of on the fence about it with the first episode, but even more so last night because she had more screen time, was Jada Pinkett's acting. And it's not to say that she's a bad actress, it's just, I don't know if it was just me, but she was channeling a lot of Eartha Kitt into her role. It seemed like, because you kind of heard her purr and slur her way through, and I was like, we need to back down off of that.
It's funny because earlier today I was saying to someone else, I said, I don't know that her acting's the best, but when she looks at the camera like she wants to kill somebody, you totally believe she wants to kill somebody.
Yeah.
She totally has that look nailed.
Right.
So you would not want to be her kids, because she would intimidate the crap out of you if you were her kids. But her acting isn't necessarily the strong suit. But I kind of like her most of the time. So we'll see. I was just really bored by it. I'm not captivated by any character in it right now.
Yeah. I think the only other character I'm a little bit interested in, because they started giving us a bit of a backstory, and I guess really I have to go through the comics to compare, is what they're doing with Oswald Cobblepot.
That's a little bit interesting.
Right.
And Edward Nygma in the police forensics lab is pretty cool. I kind of like that. Interesting. So, but it's hard to like a show where the villains are the only interesting characters. Right. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We will see. Before I move off that, the one thing I did like that I really did catch was a lot of people had questions early on about the height and size proportions for Cobblepot, and I think if anybody watched, if you haven't watched, skip past the next couple of seconds of what I'm about to say, but if you did watch, there was this point where he had somehow acquired a vehicle, and he pulled up to a place where he wanted to rent out someplace to kind of lay low. And the guy he was speaking to, if you saw the guy and you saw him, you did get to see the size proportions. So it's like, okay, I feel a little bit better about where they're going with this. Because I always felt like the guy they had for the role, we all debated about whether or not he was too tall or not the right fit. No, if you saw it last night, saw what I saw.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett Smith is really, really short.
Yeah.
So he looked really tall by her.
Right.
But next to a guy, he didn't look too tall.
Right. He was short and squat. Like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
So what about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I liked it. It was pretty good. The only part I didn't like was the part with Ward, who, unless he's being a total villain, I can't stand him. And that part was weak, but the rest of the episode I thought was pretty good.
It's kind of Hannibal Lecterish, kind of.
Yeah, I was surprised that Lucy Lawless wasn't in it as much, or maybe we'll see what happens with her, but there were some interesting things with her that surprised me.
Right.
So I was intrigued. I liked it. I definitely want to see more, so I'm looking forward to that tonight.
Yeah, it's the same here. And I'm also interested in finding out what's going on with Fitz and Simmons. That was
it's a little bit interesting. I like that he's got permanent brain damage right now, it seems, so that's pretty cool. The actions happen and they have consequences that last. I like that.
Right, so they're bringing a lot of that over. But I am really looking forward to seeing how they really start to build upon last season, because with talking with a lot of my friends last week, everybody's on one side or the other. Right now it seems like there's no middle ground with my friends. They either like it or they hate it.
Yeah.
And I'm on the liking it side of it. It's like, okay, I want to get one more season.
Enough right now. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there were long stretches in last season I didn't watch, but the end was really strong. The last 4 or 5 episodes I thought were really good. So, so yeah, I'm going to give it at least 4 or 5 episodes this season, and we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a lot of big stuff this week.
A lot of good comics this week.
All right, I'm going to start off with one of my favorites, especially since we had them here in the store, and this is Rat Queens number 8. I believe it's number 8. Yeah, that's number 8.
Yep.
By Curtis Weave and Rock Upchurch. Very good book. I mean, these guys have been solid all throughout.
This is a great series. This is really, really strong series. It's fun. It's just really fun, and it's really enjoyable. And this was like the first soulful, deep issue, I thought. Like getting deep into the characters and their motivations, one character in particular, and you're like, wow, this is really kind of a heartfelt, deep issue. And they've stayed away from that for the most part. So this was really great, great development.
They spent a lot of time like world building with the first arc, and with the second arc, you know, you found out about Dee, and now we're finding out a lot about Violet and part of what's been going on with her. And yeah, you're right. I was just like, yeah, it's a lot going on with these girls, and I'm really liking how, you know, now that we got a chance to slow down a bit, we're really getting a chance to find out about these girls, what motivates them, what makes them tick. And this was nothing short of tribal, so to speak.
It was good. It was really good. I really enjoyed it too.
Yeah. So pick this up. If you're not on board with this already, the trade is already out, right?
The trade's only $10. It's a great trade. Definitely check it out. It's a great series.
Yeah, one of Image's best books right now, I would
Absolutely.
say.
Yeah, without doubt.
All right. Next pick, one of the big issues. It is, and this is with Rick Remender and Carlos Pacquiao.
Yep.
Captain America number 25.
This is the end of Steve Rogers as Captain America and the beginning of Falcon as Captain America. This is the first intro issue.
Right. This is a good one, grab, especially in the modern day ages of first appearances and things of that sort. We get a chance to see Falcon in the new suit. Also, I thought it was really cool, of course. We had sort of like an Avengers kind of an ending where...
It was big.
Yeah.
It was a big ending, yeah.
Big ending and big beginning, and then, of course, the start of new plots.
Yep, new villains, or villains that were in the shadows emerging from the shadows.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a good issue. It was definitely... It was a transition issue, and there wasn't deep into it because it was a transition, but it was good.
Right.
And Cap number 1 comes out in 3 weeks, and I think that's going to be really good.
Right. So. And the one thing I really did like about this is... Now, this particular issue, I've read like the last 2 or 3, it really wants me to go back to the beginning and get caught up, because now I feel like I missed a lot. And I'll be honest, I think I will, because I'm getting burned out by Avengers right now, and it seems like all the fun is here.
Yeah.
It's like if I want to ruin my brain, I go read Avengers.
Yeah, the all-new Captain America was not good. That whole sending him to Dimension X, I didn't think was very good. I didn't read it. But the stuff they've been doing recently, as soon as he starts losing his super soldier serum, that's been interesting. Those are the issues definitely to reread and see what's going on, and that's been really good stuff. So
that's
it's really good.
All right, next up we have Gotham Academy number 1, and this is by Becky Cloonan and Brendan Fletcher.
This is the best comic there is right now. DC has finally gotten the message. Hey, girls read comics, and a lot of girls read comics, and a lot of girls are coming into comics, and this is a great all ages for adults, for younger kids, for teens, for everyone, with amazing artwork and a solid story for a first issue. So this is like the #1 pick of the week, and it might even be the #1 pick of the month. We'll see.
Yeah, he said it.
It's really good.
Well, the only thing I can add to it was I read this, and not taking anything away from it, it doesn't feel... It has a little, actually no, it has a little bit of feeling like Morning Glories, but it just doesn't have like the heaviness that Morning Glories has to
I mean, it wasn't like an issue that reinvented comics,
right?
But it was a solid beginning with solid artwork, and you're interested in the characters and you want to see where it's going. There's definitely plot, there's definitely something going on, and they tease that a little bit while they introduce the characters, and the art is really, really good.
Right. So, and it definitely felt more like an anime book, but without all the anime tropes. You know, you have 2 young girls at a school. One's been there for a while, the other is new, but they have a history, and they really haven't gotten into their history as of yet. And then, of course, there's things going on, allusions to something that happened in a prior time, and just a hint of the Batman.
Just a little bit of it.
Just a hint. And I'm going to say, you know, if this book wants to really stand up on... Why am I slurring today? I have no idea. I feel like I'm so nervous. If this book really wants to stand up, I think they should just keep it at hints of Batman.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I really don't want this to be another Batman book where Batman just shows up. I would rather this for it to stand on its own and just like have that hint out there, like it's showing so far.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, definitely you get the sense in the first issue that it's about the girls and the people at the Gotham Academy. It's clearly about them, and you're going to be following them. Bruce Wayne and Batman might be appearing from time to time, but it's really about them. So I think that's good.
And that's where they should keep it. I mean, really good book. Like you said, I would say if you're kind of into Harry Potter or all the Hogwarts-like type books.
Yep. Yeah, I would think everybody should try it. I really do.
Yeah. Next up we have Thor #1. This is one of my big picks, and Jason Aaron's still on with Russell Dauterman as the artist.
Again, amazing artwork. Fantastic art. Great intro. The one complaint I have about this book, I think everybody should check it out. I think it was good, but Thor, the new Thor, the female Thor, doesn't show up until the very end. The very end.
But that's what I liked about it, because what I really liked about this book, especially in the middle, was even when Odin and Freya show up on the moon to figure out what the hell was going on with Thor. I love the banter back and forth. I also love the fact that even Odin's like, I have no idea what's going on with this blasted hammer. I want this hammer to obey. The hammer's like, nah, you did this to me for a reason, so yeah, we're going to make Thor suffer, and then someone else is going to be able to come along and wield me. So, you know, for those of you that are expecting like, well, yeah, we're going to get to see what this woman Thor is like, and she's going to kick ass. You might be slightly disappointed, but I'm saying this now. If you're a fan of Jason Aaron, you will be a fan of how this starts.
Ah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's a good starter issue. A good setup for whatever's going to happen. You get some frost giants, some rocks on. Basically, Jason Aaron is picking up pieces from where he left off, and he's bringing them over into this. Yeah,
it's a transition issue again, but it's a really good transition issue. And I think it's going to be a great series, so I'm really excited. I like this one, and I love the art, and I think issue 2 should be really good.
Oh yeah. And then hopefully we'll see Lady Thor in full swing by then.
Yeah, exactly. We really want the payoff to be in the next issue for sure.
Yep. And our last issue, Death of Wolverine #3, a book that should have been finished last month. Charles, I'm talking to you. Actually, it's not his fault though, but Charles Soule and Ed McNiven. And again, another solid issue. It's continuing on what's going on with Wolverine. I'm kind of mixed. I mean, I did enjoy it, but I think the thing of it is one of those things where, you know, we were all hoping that this would have been finished by now, but it still continues on with the people that are hunting for them. So it's another book giving us the continuation of who's after Wolverine, why they're after him, what they want with him, and I think we're getting closer to answers. I will say this, the great thing about this, at least, they're not trying to drag this out 8 or 9 monthly issues and just string us on for years. Like, look, we're just trying to get this in and get this over with so we all can move on with our merry Marvel lives. Yeah,
I mean, it was good. I like issue 2 a lot. I thought issue 2 was finally what we were looking for, and this one was okay. So issue 4, which should be apparently the final Death issue, should be amazing. So yeah, it was good. It wasn't amazing, but it should be good, and I'm really looking forward to #4.
Right. And the one thing I did like was you still have no idea who's going to be the person that's going to do him in.
And no idea how he's going to be done in.
Right.
So yeah.
Right, because you even got a hint of a small cheat that popped up within one of the fights, which we won't say how, but just read it. But I'm still lost. It's like if I could start a betting pool, and maybe that's what we should do for our contest. We should do a betting pool as to who they think is going to kill Wolverine
and how.
Yeah.
I mean, there'd be like 50 possibilities still. There's no clear front runner right now for who or how.
Right.
So
because even the hint that you got with this, I was like, oh, this just threw off my whole game.
Yep.
It's just threw off my whole game.
So it's not clear to us anyway. Maybe somebody else, it's clear to somebody else, but for us, it's not clear.
Charles Soule.
Well, yeah, obviously, but some of the readers out there who haven't
even knows.
Yeah. So no, it was good. It was good, but you know, not amazing. To me, the standout issue was clearly Gotham Academy.
Yeah.
And I like Thor a lot, and I like Cap a lot, and Death of Wolverine was fine, but Gotham Academy really stood out for me.
Right. So before we go, anything that anybody needs to know about, any signings or anything going on?
Not right now. Not that I can think of, actually. Okay. We think we wrapped up a few things, so right now I'm looking to actually take a couple days off. So that's what I'm thinking about right now.
Okay, and before you run off, tell them where they can find you on the internet.
Well, we're over the internet, you know, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, all that stuff, Big Planet Comics. Look for us. We're everywhere.
Okay, and don't forget to follow us on popcultureuncovered.com. We will be possibly, and I still got to make that call to find out if we will be possibly covering Monster Mania up in Towson this weekend. Hope to get some good interviews, and other than that, we will see you all next week.
Next week, Big Planet Comics. Have a great night.